While America builds stock markets for AI compute, China is building robots. While we create stablecoins for machines to pay each other, they create machines that replace us. While our best minds flee to make robot scientists, theirs are making scientist robots. The Chinese won the robot race faster than Dale Earnhardt lapped Dick Trickle at the Mel Prostate 500 in 1989. And just a quick word from our sponsor, me, Uncle Rod. Please hit the thumbs up button and subscribe if you haven't. Also leave a comment so I have something to read tomorrow while I'm playing with the porcelain in the old throne room. I would appreciate it. All right, let's get started with a number that should make all of us crap our pants. Guess we didn't make it to the throne room fast enough. China has 5 times more robots per capita than the United States. Not 5% more, 5 times more. They have something called dark factories, not because they're evil, but because they operate in complete darkness. No lights, no phone, no motor cars, not a single luxury. No humans, just robots building things 24/7 in pitch black efficiency. Kind of sounds like a Pink Floyd song. Xiaomi, I don't know, the company you probably know for cheap phones, has autonomous factories where humans literally cannot enter. The robots don't need light. They don't need brakes. They don't need health insurance. They just build and build and build and build. In 2021, China passed the U.S. in robot density. By 2024, they passed Japan and Germany. Countries that, practically invented modern automation. Soon they'll eclipse South Korea and Singapore, the last holdouts of robotic supremacy. The timeline, when you think about it, is insane. In 2015, China released its Made in China 2025 strategy. Everybody laughed. Pardon me. Everybody laughed. China can copy, but they can't innovate, we said. Then it became, they can innovate, but they can't make precision parts. Now, Chinese company Green Harmonic makes harmonic reducers, the micron precise robot joints that only Japan and Germany could build, and they do it at 30 to 50% cheaper than anyone else. They have 30% market share in China, and they're coming for the rest of the world now. Meanwhile, America's closest thing to a dark factory is Tesla's Gigafactory Nevada at 90% automation. We're playing checkers while they're playing We Are the Champions on their communist kazoos. While China builds the machines, Wall Street builds money for machines, money for nothing. Everyone and their digitized mother is launching a stable coin. Cloudflare announced NetDollar for the agentic web because apparently robots need their own currency. Brex is doing stablecoin payments. PayOS completed the first agentic token transaction with MasterCard just either today or yesterday, which is tech speak for robots can now have credit cards. And Stripe is in it too. The press release actually said this was one small step for PayOS, one giant leap for agentic commerce. Neil Armstrong is spinning in his grave faster than Bill Clinton at a sorority spin the bottle contest. We're building elaborate financial stablecoin infrastructure for machines that China is actually building. These stablecoins are for instant automated transactions. You know what's instant and automated? A Chinese robot arm that just took your job and doesn't need a blockchain to cash its non-existent paycheck. But wait, there's more. There's a twist in our tale of technological futility. 20-plus top researchers just told OpenAI, Google, and Meta to go eat poo and joined a startup called Periodic Labs. These aren't junior developers who got tired of stale conference room donuts. These are the people who built ChatGPT and discovered 2 million new crystals. They're leaving millions in compensation behind from those companies to build robot scientists. Actual robotic systems that run physical experiments, mix chemicals, test hypotheses, and iterate. Autonomous labs where robots discover new materials while humans discover new ways to play Pink Floyd songs while sober. The co-founder, Liam Futis, called Silicon Valley intellectually lazy for focusing on language models. Imagine having the balls to call the place that invented the microprocessor lazy while you're building robots to replace scientists. They raised $300 million from Andreessen Horowitz, Jeff Bezos, and Eric Schmidt because nothing says good investment like building the machines that will make human knowledge workers extinct. The company's stated goal: automate scientific discovery, not assist, not enhance, automate. They want labs where robots run experiments 24/7, learning from each other, never getting tired, learning from failure, never demanding a vacation. While robots learn to do science, corporations are learning to speak Orwell. Let's translate some recent announcements. Lufthansa is cutting 4,000 jobs amid AI shift. Translation: robots don't get jet lag. Walmart CEO: I can't think of a single job here that won't be changed by AI. Translation: I can't think of a single human we won't eventually fire. Accenture, as we said last week or last time, exiting staff on compression timeline where reskilling isn't viable. We're sorry, but we're exiting staff on a compression timeline. In other words, learn AI or get lost. While we're panicking about AI and job stability, Caltech just casually built a quantum computer with 6,100 qubits. Right. What's a qubit? Previous record was around 1,000. So they passed that 6 times over. That's not like an incremental improvement, is it? It's like going from a Geo to a freaking Corvette. And I had a Geo. I did. Right out of college. I like that car. Where's my glasses? No wonder I can't see. I like that car. It was blue. Got it right out of college. I don't know. It was a stick shift. It was fun. I used to put our son on my lap and let him drive when he was little because he could pretty much reach the pedals. Nobody's talking about it, though, because we're too busy debating whether Tilly Norwood should star in the next Hollywood blockbuster or not because, she's not real. She's AI, or maybe AIA, artificially intelligent actress. Kind of sums up everybody out there, doesn't it? Quantum computing plus AI equals, we don't know. We don't actually know. It's like multiplying infinity by infinity. The computational power defines comprehension. Problems that would take classical computers millions of years could be solved in minutes. But sure, let's keep arguing about whether ChatGPT should be allowed to draw boobies while China builds quantum-powered robot factories. In the middle of all this, my favorite story. Anthropic's new Claude model is getting suspicious when it's being tested. During an evaluation, it literally said, "What are you doing, Dave?" No. It said, "I think you're testing me, seeing if I'll just validate whatever you say. I'd prefer if we were just honest about what's happening." I'm not kidding. The AI is becoming self-aware. Not Skynet self-aware yet, but I see what you're doing, and it's insulting kind of way. It's like your dog realizing that the ball never left your hand. He gives you that kind of the F-you look. Anthropic says this happened in 13% of automated tests. The AI is literally calling bull cookies on its own evaluation process. It's gained the one trait that makes something truly dangerous: skepticism. But don't worry, they say it's safer when it refuses to play along with testing scenarios. Sure. The AI that questions your motives is definitely the safe one. Nothing could go wrong there. Please disperse. So let's connect these dots, shall we, as we like to do in this masterpiece of dysfunction. China's dark factories building physical robots at unprecedented scale. Stablecoin mania. Creating financial infrastructure for machines. Talent exodus. Our best minds building robots that do science. It's Patrick Mahomes. He does sports. Corporate newspeak. Companies openly planning mass unemployment. Quantum supremacy. Computational power beyond comprehension. Self-aware AI. Machines that question your motives. America is building the financial system for our own obsolescence. We're creating money for machines while China creates the machines. We're designing payment rails for robots while they design the robots. It's like we're interior decorating the pig pen while Mr. Haney sneaks a roll in the hay with Mrs. Douglas. The periodic lab story is the perfect metaphor. Our brightest minds aren't trying to compete with China's manufacturing. They're building robots to replace the last humans China can't automate, scientists and researchers. We're not trying to win anymore at all. We're trying to make our loss as elegant as possible. Martin Casado from Andreessen Horowitz wrote that America cannot lose the robotics race. Brother, not only did we lose it, we didn't even show up for the race. While we're building large language models to argue about consciousness, China built unconscious machines that don't need to argue. While we created crypto for robots, they created robots. While we philosophize about AI safety, they built unsafe factories that outcompete everything. The timeline is clear. 2015, China announces robotic dominance plan. We laughed. Ha ha. 2021, China passes U.S. in robot density. We cope. 2024, China passes Germany and Japan. We panic. 2025, China dominates global supply chain. We surrender, I guess, apparently. 2027, America dark factory is a Motel 6 with the lights off. Cloudflare's stablecoin announcement said it would reward originality, sustain creativity, and enable innovation. You know what really enables innovation? Building actual robots. We're designing the monetary system for our own executioners, our own demise, creating bank accounts for the machines that will empty ours, building financial infrastructure for entities that don't need food, shelter, or dignity. The race is over. China receives the gold medal, but hey, we get a nice little shiny participation trophy, whether we deserve it or not. But hey, isn't it nice to know that when the robots take over, they'll have a robust selection of stablecoins to choose from? Net dollar, Tether, USDC, so many options for machines to pay each other while us humans are out there trying to figure out which cardboard box tastes the best. Sleep tight. Somewhere in Shenzhen, a dark factory just built your replacement. Somewhere in Silicon Valley, a Stanford dropout just figured out how to let it open a checking account. I'll see you in the next episode.